Ladies and gentlemen of the internet, it's that time again. Question and answer 8.0. First off, let me apologize for the quality of the video. This one's possibly going to be more than an hour. Going to be, not going to be more than an hour. So it's got to be lower quality to make sure that Upload accepts it, or that YouTube accepts the upload. Secondly, a lot of people ask for shoutouts. I try to avoid those. If I do one, then I'm stuck doing 1,000. So if you're waiting for your shoutout, it's possible you'll get one, but there's no guarantees, so don't wait through the video. I mean, if you're not interested in the question, you should be watching the video anyway. Just as a general reminder, I try to do this about once a month, just for fun, sometimes sooner than that, sometimes later. As always, you should rate 5 stars, hopefully, over there to the sidebar. You should click some stuff, click subscribe, go to my channel, see what all I've got to offer. If this is the first video you've ever seen, welcome to it. Let's have some fun. You probably should watch the other Q&As whenever you get a chance. Treat them like a podcast, you know. I mean, you know, there's just me sitting here talking to you, so maybe it's kind of boring to just stare at me, staring at you, staring at the staring. But what you can do is you can listen. So while you're playing World of Warcraft, while you're at work, whatever, boot this up, listen, enjoy. There's a lot of stuff that I go over here. I think it's entertaining. I've gone back and actually listened to some of my Q&As, which probably means I have an ego. But let's see. Let's start right at the beginning. A lot of people doing the whole first thing. I never understood the first, second, third, monkey, whatever. Whatever, you're a monkey. What do I think of the PvP Battleground Isle of Conquest? A lot of fun. Spent the morning doing it. I'm mostly cranking out honor points to buy epic gems, so that way I save a little money. Plus, then you get all the achievements and other bonuses for it. It's probably the best battlegrounds they've created. You get a little bit of everything. You get territories to take over. You got the honor bonuses for defending flags. You get vehicles to use. You've got base raiding to do. You've got NPCs that need tanked and killed, and you've got, you know, of course, Horde to fight or Alliance to fight, depending. It's without a doubt it's a success. It's very exciting. Hey Boogie, it's WoW Love. What is your all-time favorite band ever? Probably Weird Al. I know he'll never see this, but hi Al, if you're out there. Probably just his music style, his capacity to make every music his own genre, every style his own, every genre his own music. The parodies are great, but his genre parodies are what I enjoy more than anything. So I really enjoy his work. Cake, if you're looking for a more legitimate band, is probably one of my all-time favorite bands. What got me into making videos? I've always been a ham. I always, pun intended, look, I'm a ham. I always wanted to, you know, show off for people and talk to people. I took acting classes in college and high school, and of course I did some plays and stuff. And you know, I like to be up in front of people and talk. And if you guys want to listen, then hey, it's a two-for situation. You know, I'm happy, you're happy, everybody's happy. What's my favorite kind of music? I like all types of music, from pop to some of this lousy pop, Black Eyed Peas even. Like, I'll listen to that garbage. I'll listen to, you know, country, rap, classical, you name it, I like it. I prefer pretty much no type of music. I'm very into lyrics, which means I like funny music. I like music such as poetry. Eminem is an all-time favorite, certainly. Cake is an all-time favorite because their music makes you think. It's kind of goofy. Sounds amazing. But yeah, I'm into everything, so you can't nail me down. Here are my questions. Where did you go to college? I originally started at the University of Virginia at Wise, Clinch Valley College. From there, I transferred to the University of Arkansas. Third year of school, I dropped out and decided that I would be better off starting my own business, which worked out pretty well for me. How many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop? 1, 2, 3. 3. I like that commercial. How long have you been playing World of Warcraft? I played during beta and was kind of pissed off with the game because it seemed like EverQuest 2 to me. And so I was a pretty big EverQuest loyalist, I guess, if that makes any sense. Didn't play for the first year or two of release. Came in at the tail end of Burning Crusade, and have been screwing around with the game ever since. What inspired you to make YouTube videos? Specifically, YouTube seemed like a great platform to just get up here and be stupid. I think probably the very first video I ever uploaded, which if you look at my channel you can view, it's like called Promiscuous Girl, Fat Guy, or something like that. I don't know, I just wanted to show the world that I was here and I didn't give a shit what they thought. So I was just dancing to that song and, just making a fool out of myself, and let other people see it and go, hey, wow, you're a fool, and then everybody wins, just a chance to get out there and show you guys that, fat people are awesome too. We're just like everybody else, except I happen to have a higher caloric intake on a daily basis. Let's see, tell me about something about myself. Dean, still 17. Well, I need you to be a little more specific, but if I had to guess, you were a male between the ages of 18 and 35, an internet user, and your name might be Dean. Let's see, hey Boog, I've got about 40-pound diet to go on. Got any tips? Let's see, eat 5 small meals a day. When I say small meals, I mean just a handful of food. Spread it out evenly throughout the day. A slow, small amount of calories throughout the day is a much better way to go. Eat less, move more. Drop your caloric intake by, say, 15 to 1,500 calories. Enough to where you're not starving, but enough to where, enough to get you through the day. And then, work out, build muscle mass. Muscle mass is part of lasting weight loss. I mean, it's the basic stuff. I'm going to tell you the same thing everybody else is going to tell you. And there's no magic bullet. It's a slow process. Eat less, move more, lifelong weight loss. Simple. Coke or Pepsi? Coke. That's what I'm drinking right now, actually. When was the last time I committed a misdemeanor? Misdemeanors is everything from a speeding ticket, right? It's probably pretty sure on the way home from Burger King I did a rolling stop through the stop sign near my house. Can I have 5 gold? Nope. Have you ever played any games from Paradox? Not sure who Paradox is. I think I remember a game called Paradox, in which you collected like minis or something. I don't know if that's the right game or not. Paradox Interactive, Heart of Iron 3. No, it didn't look like I played any of their games. Mountain Blade, Eurorome. Whatever, I'll play anything. Send me free copies. Is my roommate also on the heavy side? Yeah, my roommate's like 200 something. He has a pretty physical job for a living, so he can't be too big. But he's a little plus size, and not huge. He's certainly not my size. Not even half my size. Not even a quarter my size. But do I plan on moving into your own home and not renting in the near future? No, not really. I don't think I make a very good homeowner. I'm not sure that I'd be able to take care of myself. It's difficult getting a loan with bad credit. To be entirely honest with you, I'd rather rent and let somebody else worry about it. I think one day me and my roommate may decide to buy a house together or work on it, or he may buy a house and I'll rent from him. But aside from that, I don't really feel the need to be a house owner. Do I like Doritos? They're alright. They're little cheesy squares. Can I get some water? I need water. I need liquid. My friend made up that song, I think. But what was the last gift I gave? When I went home to visit my mom, I bought her like a convection oven thingy, like a toaster oven that she had been asking for. What was the last gift I received? Well, my birthday was recently, so I guess I have to think of the order in which I received gifts. And I guess that would be for my friend Rob. Rob gave me a bunch of cards, magic cards that I needed. So thank you, Rob, if you ever see this. Do I like any of the Law and Order shows? I think the guy who did Law and Order also did Boston Legal, and I absolutely love Boston Legal, I think. But I've never really watched much of the Law and Order stuff. Do I speak any other languages? I know like 10 words in French and 5 words in Spanish. Who's your favorite historical figure? Is Einstein historical enough? How about Freud? How about fictional work? Well, that's a tough decision. Are my siblings big too? No, my sister, it took after my father. Absolutely tiny, tiny girl. I don't think she's ever had an ounce of fat on her body. My brother has struggled with it. He's got to work out a lot, but he works out a lot and he stays healthy. So now I'm pretty much the only epically large one, but my mother was always very, very large. My grandfather was pretty large. But certainly I'm a unique anomaly. And no offense or anything. No offense taken. Laugh out loud. That's so scary. I guess you're referring to the video effects. I really like playing with those video effects. So who knows? Maybe there'll be more videos with them. Like, ooh, I'm creepy. I really do like the square jaw though. It's a lot of fun. But see, I was wondering, Blog TV, ever considered it? I used to get on Stickam a lot. Blog TV probably one day too, just for fun. I'm waiting for my viewer base to grow a little bit more so that we can do that kind of thing. But I'm certainly not going to ever do a Fat Man-esque kind of show. But did it, I would mostly get on there and ask questions and answer questions and do this. But eventually, that's part of my future, I'm sure. What are your favorite first-person shooters? I've been playing a lot of Left 4 Dead, but that's the last one I played. Really enjoyed Portal. The Unreal Tournament series was a lot of fun. I'm not very good at them, so. In the music video game, piracy ever morally acceptable? Morally acceptable. It depends. I mean, there's an argument to be made about information needing to be free. There's also an argument to be made about the fact that someone programmed that, so they need to get paid. And the truth of the matter is, I think like television, which is broadcast for free anyway, should be duplicatable and broadcast right on the internet. I think NBC needs to be broadcasting right through the internet every day, all day. There shouldn't be any BS about that. But when it comes to, you know, things like, I don't know, Transformers, the movie, should we be downloading that? Probably not. You know, I can't really necessarily argue for it other than the fact that information should be free. I should be able to trade information that I've legally obtained. If I have a copy of Transformers in my living room, which I do, I should be able to download the movie from anywhere I damn well want and watch it in any form I damn well want. And licenses should take that kind of thing into consideration. But I don't really care. I mean, the truth of the matter is, I pay for 99% of the things I do and view and watch and buy, and if 1% slips through it, I don't think it's going to hurt anybody. You're not in my TV, sir. You're in my computer screen, and it seems that my head is square. Might want to get that checked out, okay? Well, actually, I'm in your TV. Look, inside it, cut it open. I'm in your HD flat, and a blap, 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 or something, I don't know. But, what do you think about patch 3.2? It's awesome. It's a lot of fun. It's a reboot of the game, and I know a lot of people's hard work got lost, but doing the hard work should be the accomplishment, not necessarily the items you get. You know, sure, there's stuff in that heroic 219 level items that are beating out some, you know, 226 Uluar gear. Big deal. You know, big deal. You know, there's always better loot. There's always going to be better loot. It's right around the corner. Don't worry about that. Just do the best job you can and enjoy playing the game. What's your favorite thing that Blizzard did that you like in 3.2? I really like the new heroic. I wish they had added more new heroics as they went. I really like the new the Conquest badge thing is kind of cool, even though I've already run out of uses for Conquest badges other than selling ruined orbs. And I really like the Triumph badges for the daily heroics. It's a lot of fun. And of course, the new dungeons is pretty pimp. The new dailies are fun too. It's pretty much all around. It's a good patch. What's the least favorite thing Blizzard did in 3.2 that you don't like? I don't really have any real complaints. I don't think any of the classes I care about got nerfed. I think my Death Knights got nerfed a little bit, but none of the Death Knights in my guild seem to be too up in arms about it. The block stuff for Warriors is pretty cool. Of course, you guys know I'm a tank, so I don't know. Overall, it just seems good. Seems like a solid patch. No real negative complaints here. I don't do shout-outs, so sorry. The question is, am I going to BlizzCon? No, I don't travel well. I travel sometimes, but when I do, it's always a risk. You know, being a big guy, what if my car breaks down the side of the road? What if, you know, all this other stuff. Things you got to consider being a big guy. So, truth of the matter is, I didn't get BlizzCon tickets, so I had them. I'm not sure I'd even use them. I'd really, really like to be there, so feel free to invite me, fly me out there. We'll go. Let's see, what makes Big Boogie horny? Women. What is your favorite type of underwear you like to rip off of the ladies? Man, you're a pervert. I'm a big fan of garter belts, stockings. And I don't want to rip them because that's just rude. What non-human animal would you bang if you had to? I think sheep have somewhat similar vaginas, so maybe that. I guess if I had to. Whale would be terrifying, actually, but interesting. Have you ever won an eating contest? No, but I did go to that place in Amarillo, Texas, the Big Texan, and ate that 72-ounce steak about 15 years ago, and it nearly destroyed me. But I did it. I succeeded. It was awesome. Have I ever touched myself to furry porn? Nope. Not into furry stuff. Though girls with cat ears, hot. I've had a couple of girls wear cat ears for me, and I have to say I approve. What is your take on universal salvation, that being Jesus died for the sins of all mankind, and we all will eventually go to heaven? Does this jive with you, bud? That would be neat if it were true. I do believe that Jesus was probably a person, though I can't guarantee it, and I don't have empirical evidence on hand that says so. That said, I do believe that he thought he was dying for our sins, and that made him a very good and strong and loving and caring man, if not a little confused. Do I truly, without a doubt, believe that he was the Son of God? No, I believe he thought he was, but I don't know for a fact, nor can I know, nor do I truly believe that he was. So that said, I don't know if I'll get to go to heaven if that fable is true. But presumably, he was just another guy trying to do what was right and doing what felt right and what seemed right to him, and that made him one of the better than 99% of the people you and I know in this world. So I can't argue with that, man. But I'd like to think we all go to heaven, if there is a heaven, which I don't really know. What's my favorite video game, offline or on? I used to really be into Rock Band and stuff, but don't really care about it anymore. Online, of course, I like to play World of Warcraft quite a bit. Offline, I'm not really playing much of anything right now. Most offline games tend to be things that I pick up, play for 2 or 3 weeks, set down, and be done with. Of course, you guys know I like to play Magic the Gathering. And if you include board games, I really love Puerto Rico, Settlers of Catan. Do you think you can beat this guy's record of eating 40 pizza rolls in under 4 minutes? If so, post a video of it. No, I'm aware of that guy. He's very kind of embarrassing, and he does it all out of breath and stuff. I know I've done a few videos out of breath, and I feel kind of bad for that guy. But no, I will probably never do any eating contests or things. It's not that it's not something that interests me. It's just it seems a little demeaning to me. I know people like to watch me eat, and I do it occasionally, but I always do it on my terms, not anybody else's. My magical question is, how are you? I'm doing pretty good. I actually, this summer was a little rough, just different issues and stuff, and of course traveling home to see my mom. But overall, it's been really good. Thanks for asking. How are you, by the way? Would you take a seat? I'm Chris Henson from Dateline NBC. Actually, I'm a real big fan of that series and really enjoyed watching it. I don't really talk about this very often, but here's a short version of the story. I went to college with a guy who eventually turned out to be a pedophile. I guess we kind of all saw it coming, didn't really know how it was going to turn out, but it turns out he did actively do bad things to kids long after I knew him. And he was a really good friend of mine and a really good friend of a mutual friend of mine. And the bottom line is it really broke my heart to know that about him. And it kind of made me fascinated with Dateline NBC's To Catch a Predator series. And the more I studied it, the more I realized I think a lot of the people that are doing that are doing it compulsively. Like one guy actually gets caught, gets released from jail, and then goes back and does it again the next day, and Dateline catches him the second time, same chat room, same everything. And the truth of the matter is, that has to be compulsive, doesn't it? Compulsive behavior is, of course you still have to punish it. Of course it still has to have its consequences. All actions have consequences. But, and I just always really bothered me. It's just a bad situation. It's bad for everybody involved. Have I ever played Magic the Gathering on the Xbox Live Arcade? I keep meaning to buy it. My Xbox is currently red-ringed, though, so I have not. Used to play a little Magic, but had other things to do and wasn't able to continue. I'd like to get back into it, but there's so much more to it now, and I have not a clue as to what decks are good, what color combos, or anything like that. The truth of the matter is everything is fluctuating in Magic these days. It's a very healthy environment. one deck is the best deck for a while, then for a while it's not, and then this deck beats that deck, and it's a constantly evolving and changing game. It doesn't mean you can't build a deck you like playing and play the crap out of it. It doesn't mean you have to go to every tournament ever and try to beat it. It doesn't mean you have to go to Pro Tour qualifiers just to enjoy the game. It just means that, it's a little harder to win all the time. So if you play Magic to win all the time, yeah, you're probably shit out of luck. If you play because you enjoy playing it, there's types of decks you like to play, it's a good time to get back in because almost every deck is viable these days. What's your favorite type of food or drink? I don't drink alcohol, so I guess I really like sodas and stuff. Obviously, they're killing me. Like I said, I'm enjoying one now. I like Italian foods. I think we've gone over that, though. Have you ever killed a mammal before, and how did you react? Ran over a dog. I cried. But I'm sure if you include the impact I have on the meat industry, I've killed thousands upon thousands of animals, and it doesn't really bother me. If I had to kill one with my own hands, it'd be a different story. I'm sure butchering one would not be pleasant, but I'm not skilled at it. I guess if I was skilled at it, it wouldn't really bother me. What do I think about gay people? I don't really think about gay people. It's like, I don't think about people who like to masturbate in the shower. I mean, it's just something people do, and I don't really care. Do I have any gay friends? Do I have any openly gay friends right now? And I've known dozens. But do I know any right now that I'm aware of? No, not really. I guess I know a few acquaintances, but not really friends. Is that bad? I mean, I don't have anything against any gay guys. Just, I used to have a lot. I don't know, just a circumstance, I guess. Will I watch your videos and tell you what I think? Maybe, eventually. I don't know. Send me a message. What would I do if a gangster tried to shoot me? Hopefully not get shot. I don't know. If a unicorn mates with a donkey, what will it make? Unicorn dates with a donkey. Maybe that just makes a horse. One guy says it's either a unicorn or a donicorn. Donicorn. I like donicorn. Why is my head square? Because I had a fancy filter on. Fancy filters. Do I like waffles? Sure. They're tasty. Prefer waffles over pancakes. What kind of computer do I have and specs? We've gone over that before, but I got a quad-core 3.0 gigahertz true Intel chip on a solid motherboard, a solid Asus motherboard, 8 gig of RAM, but I'm running Windows XP 32-bit, so it's only recognizing like 4 gig of RAM, I think, or whatever, like 3.25. And then I've got high-end NVIDIA 9800 XT Plus some card, pretty high-end. It makes all the games I want to play look really, really good. What happens when the immovable object meets the unstoppable force? It will never happen, actually, so don't worry about it. Have I heard of Champions Online? Yes, it's the next big game I'm looking forward to. And do you think you'll try it out? Yes, without a doubt. Me and my roommate pre-ordered it this week. Hope to get into the May 17th or August 17th beta. What about other upcoming MMOs like Marvel and DC Universe Online? I really like the superhero genre, and there hasn't. I played City of Heroes and City of Villains. I like those games. They're alright, but I don't think they were the best example of the superhero genre online. I think there's much better versions, and I hope that one of these upcoming versions is the better version. I'll try them all in the hopes that they get it right. But I hate unestablished MMOs. Like, EverQuest was established, and it was amazing. And the whole time I played it, it stayed amazing. And they put money into it, and they had developers, and they made a great game, and they continued to make that game, which was already great, better and better and better. And the whole time that I played World of Warcraft, they've done the same thing. The game came out, and it was already really, really, really good. And then it continued to get better and better and better and better and better and better, and even with this last patch, in a lot of ways, better. And the big problem with MMOs, like, for example, I tried Aeon recently. They're just not good. They're not complete. They're not great. They're not fun. They're not interesting. They're just cookie-cutter bullshit games. And if they continue to do that, what's the point in buying them? Someone needs to develop another good MMO. Take some actual money, throw it into it, use the license that they have to create an amazing game, and I hope the DC Universe Online, Champions Online, Marvel Online. One of those gets it right, because it would be nice if the next big MMO, the one that makes Blizzard worry, is a superhero one. Wow, I didn't know I felt so strongly about that, but there we are. Why am I so sexy? Because I was born that way. You'd be a good storyteller in a movie like the WoW movie. Sure, Blizzard, give me a call. Do I have a girlfriend? No, I haven't had a girlfriend in over a year. No real interest. I haven't had a date really in over a year. It doesn't appeal to me. I'm just not open to the idea of dating. The last girl that I dated, probably not maliciously or whatever, but really, 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 really wrecked me. And you add in all the other girls prior to that, it just adds up to just a bad situation, and I'm not even interested. If I would probably bat them away with a baseball bat at this point. Just never again, I think. I think I'll die single and be comfortable with it. Doesn't say that I don't look, and doesn't mean that I don't talk to girls. Doesn't mean that there aren't a few girls that I spend time with. It just means that I'm never going to get serious again. When did I play EverQuest 1? From the beta, right as retail release was coming out, and all the way to Lost Dungeons and Norath. Quit right about then. Did you also think it was the best game ever? No, but it was an amazing game. I don't know if you can call it the best game ever, but boy, it sure did eat those 5 years of my life away, and I was glad of every minute of it. If I had it to do over again, I maybe would do it slightly different, but I'd still play that game. At one point, did you enjoy going to the gym and working out, getting in shape? No, I've never liked it. It's always been very, 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 very difficult for me. Whether it be asthma, whether it be the weight, whether it be the knees hurting, the legs, the ankles, the feet. Doesn't matter. It was always very, very, very painful, very uncomfortable, difficult, life-threatening sometimes. It's just absolutely awful. What do I think about health nuts out there? I think that's awesome, and if they enjoy doing it, more power to them. Keep it up. Keep up the good work. And it's, I kind of wish I could be one of those guys. I would like to climb Mount Fuji one day. It's never going to happen. I had pneumonia 6 or 7 times by the time I was age 5. Chickenpox when I was like 7 that hospitalized me. I spent more time in the hospital at the first 10 years of my life than out. My breathing has always just been tremendously awful. Even today it's bad. That was never really my lot in life, unfortunately. Can I say, no, there's a shout out. I gotta do shout outs. Sorry. Age, sex, location, you guys already know that. What's your favorite day of the week? Fridays. How many bloodthirsty 5-year-olds could you take in a fight before they eventually devour you? 7. If you had to be executed, what method would you prefer? Something silent and painless. Guillotine seems like a good one. Though I guess you're aware of your head falling into the basket. I'd like to be put to sleep, probably, with a painless drug, and then executed with a guillotine, probably the best way to go. Tomatoes, fruit or vegetable, they are both, because they have seeds but they grow on a vine. Simple. Chocolate, fruit or vegetable, I think it's candy. But if you mean the cocoa bean, it's a bean, which is what chocolate's derivative of. How many tries did it take you to pass your driving test? 1, including the written and the driving portion. How many people would you be willing to strangle to death if it meant curing AIDS and cancer is a magical result? I don't want to ever kill anybody for any reason, really. But if I could cure AIDS and cancer, sure, whatever, line them up. How many need to die? I would guess I would do the math. I would hate to be the bearer of the genre, but you look at the number of people that are going to die of AIDS and cancer specifically, is everybody. Like, eventually, if we cure every other reason that people die, but we don't have a cure for cancer, everyone will eventually die of cancer. So, however many it takes. Yeah, I hate to say it. What's my favorite insect? Don't really care for insects, but the caterpillar is really cool. They're fuzzy and they're cute and they're fun to hang out with, and they turn into butterflies. I say I've been watching you for I think about Ask You Questions 2.0. Thanks, man. That's some serious dedication. That's like several hours of the work. Can you please tell me if you have any specific items example, like a special blanket or a set of lucky keys or anything like that. Actually, on the bed behind me is a blanket that someone made me that actually means a lot to me. It was made by a friend of my mom's, Amy's, and her kids love me to death. And it's a blanket that she hand-stitched, a quilt that she hand-stitched, and then there's two different, completely different patches that are built into it that the two kids picked out. And it's actually really, really touched me. It was a really nice gift. I'm trying to think of what else. My mom bought me an iPod, and I always really kind of just, I don't know, that was my lucky iPod, if that makes sense. It just got stolen recently, unfortunately. Lucky keys. I got my dad's set of keys from when he was still alive, and back when he was a coal miner. I had the little leather strap that he made that had the coal-field company on it to put away. I don't know, there are a few sentimental things in my life, but not very many. When was the last time you had sex? About 8 months ago, I guess. What were the circumstances? Well, there's a girl I know who I like to hang out with occasionally, and I gave her a call, and she was open, and we had some fun. We played some Rock Band, and we hung out at my place, and you know. I should do more Battletoads call. One's enough. There's enough copies of Battletoad calls out there. Would I ever eat a vagina-flavored taco? Aren't vaginas kind of like tacos already? So sure, why not? What kind of music do I listen to? We've been over it. Would you lick the sand off your balls if you poured Wild Gamer fuel all over them? You shouldn't even. That's just silly. No, I'm pretty sure I'm never going to lick any balls in this lifetime. Would you pay for my WoW subscription? I'm really addicted but can't afford the payments. $15 a month isn't real money. If you can't afford $15 a month, you're sincerely failing in life. So you need to straighten out things in your life. You shouldn't be playing a time-consuming video game anyway. $15. $15. I paid for my roommate and my dinner at Burger King, and it came out to $16. That was dinner. $15 is not a lot of money. At minimum wage, that's 2 hours worth of work. Why the hell am I so badass? Short version, born that way. Long version, life has dealt me many, many harsh blows. It has taught me to toughen up. It's taught me to be a better person. And it's taught me a lot of smart things, which I like to share with you. Who stole the cookie from the cookie jar? I stole the cookie from the cookie jar, and I ate the damn cookie from the cookie jar. Bitch. What in the butt? But what is in the butt? What, of course? That's not a question. How would you deal with someone you don't like? Oh, that's a pretty interesting question. There's not a lot of people I don't like. The people that I don't like, I avoid. And if I can't avoid them, I just ignore them. And if I can't avoid or ignore them, then I will have a confrontation with them and explain to them that I don't like them and try to resolve the issue. And if the issue is unresolvable, then I will try to create a circumstance in which I can avoid and ignore that individual. In that order. So to recap. I don't deal with them at all if possible. If I have to deal with them, I just try to avoid them and ignore them, like if I'm in the same room with them. And if that's not possible, then I confront them and try to work it out. And if it's unworkable out, then I will change the circumstance so I can get the fuck away from them. And stay the fuck away from them. Do I get any stick from strangers in the street because your weight? Yeah, all the time. There's a story that I'm going to retell soon about that actually. But yeah, all the time. People stare. People look at you like you're crazy. Like, oh my god, you know. And then not so much these days as it used to be, but it was terrible. But these days, people learn to stop looking. Am I on Twitter? Yeah, I'm on Twitter, but I hardly ever update. I mean, do you really want to know every time I go down to the gaming shop, every time I go buy dinner, every time I go poop? I mean, I'm out there. You can look me up. I forget what my Twitter name is. It's Boogie2988. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Let's watch this. I am recording a YouTube video. Smiley. Yeah, follow me. Boogie2988. Follow me. And I will post stuff about things. Occasionally. But if you like it, I mean, you know, I know more power to you. I'll post when I can. Let's see. It's the first time I've ever posted a comment. I really like you. and who you are and what you say. Sorry, my English is not perfect. My mother tongue is French. Bonjour. Some of your videos are so funny. Sometimes what you say and others are very inspiring. So thank you a lot for what you do here on YouTube. I'm always waiting for your next video now. My question would be, oh, by the way, thank you. That means an incredible amount. I really love compliments like that, and I'm really glad that you enjoy both sides of the video, which ultimately makes me feel like you enjoy me, which makes me really happy. So I'm looking at your channel now. It looks like you logged into that channel just to post there. That's amazing. Actually, you maybe even made your account for me. So it means a lot. And the fact that someone in France is watching really means my message is global. So that makes me feel really good. Thank you. I can see the screen of your computer in your glasses, but not your eyes. Could you do something about it? I've got a new flat screen on order, and I'm hoping it solves the glare issue. But here are my eyes. Blah. Yeah, hopefully I'll have that sorted out eventually. Let's see, I'm a fan when it comes to good food and would like to know what your favorite food is. If you can make a top 5 list of favorite foods. I love Italian foods. And let's see, I eat a lot of fajitas because it's cost effective and delicious. I love El Patron and La Huerta and a few other places here in town. And then I eat a lot of lasagnas and stuff, which I even eat frozen. I like it at home. A lot of noodly kind of saucy kind of deliciousness. Pizza. Who doesn't like pizza? I mean, I sound like a 10-year-old when I say that, but sure, I absolutely love pizza. Chicken fingers, saucy chicken fingers, chicken wings, any kind of like that. Chili's has an amazing triple play that has like all these amazing different flavors on them. There's a place here in town called Foghorns. Amazing chicken. I have 50-some sauces. One called Gold, which is this honey mustardy. But anyway, yeah, I think that's 5. I hope that's 5. If it's not, I'll throw one more out there. Ice cream. Sure. What type of ice cream? Ice cream. Cold milk, feed it to me. Thank you. Let's see. Have you ever headbutted a goat? Nope. Do you think this act is practical? If you're another goat and you're competing for territory, food, or the rights with another female goat, or with a female goat, then yes, it's very, very, very practical. P.S. You love me. Well, I love you too. Thank you. If I were granted one wish, what would it be? I've been over that about a dozen times. Do I ever feel insecure? Why wouldn't I feel insecure? We all feel insecure. We're humans. This is what people do. For the most part, I think I'm much, much more confident than other people my size or in my situations, and probably much, much more confident than even more successful, more happy people. But everybody at some point in their life is going to feel insecure. And I do feel a little insecure about my health. I worry about it. And I do feel a little insecure about my weight. It makes me feel, unloved sometimes because people treat you different. And I feel insecure about my personality or my financial situation or everything. I mean, it's part of life. We're all going to have our moments of doubt. Even Christ did on the cross. Who's my favorite porn star? Ron Jeremy. And it's not that he's attractive or anything. It's just he's cool. He's a really nice guy. I love everything he's ever done. Except the fuck scenes. I'm not really big on watching him have sex. It's kind of weird, I guess. What are my World of Warcraft character called? Eventually, before the year's out, I think I'll eventually just break down and list my armory. Okay? It's going to happen. But it's not going to happen here. Everybody knows, though, what server I'm on is Proudmoore. So if you're on Proudmoore, give me a shout-out. I said it in the first video. People pointed it out to me because I had wanted to keep it secret. So you know that I'm on Proudmoore. There's your answer. If you're on Proudmoore, say something. Fine. Still not my character name or anything else. Let's see. Why are we here? Good question. If I knew the answer to that, man, I'd be rich. But why do I think we're here? To enjoy the glory and beauty and love and trials and tribulations and pain and suffering of life for whatever non-divine or unpractical or practical or divine or random circumstantial reason. If I had to guess, there is probably a creator. He probably set this whole thing in motion. What he turns out to be, he or she or it or the force or whatever, the circumstances of our creation and existence is probably incomprehensible to our tiny little human brains. And it does not even envelop the rules of the universe that we know. That it'll probably be outside of those rules. So when we try to put a face or a thought or a feeling to it, we can't, because the way we think and the way we perceive and the way we feel probably has nothing to do, is not even on the same plane as what's really the big picture. And I think someone who has the audacity to believe they have the answer, to say that they know, foolish. Just the most foolish thing you can choose to say or do. Hopefully we're here to enjoy this world and get to enjoy it again and again and again, enjoy other parts and aspects, and live on long past this. When will the earth end? The earth will eventually fall into the sun. Prior to that, the sun may explode. Prior to those two circumstances, something may hit the earth. When will the human race end on this planet? Long, long, long before any of those circumstances. Unless we get hit by a meteor tomorrow. Why? Because we're dumb. We are dumb. I've spent my day playing video games and hanging out with my roommate and goofing off. I should be doing things like researching new energy or just trying to find a cure for cancer or increasing my own longevity. And then you've done the same thing too. He's goofed off. And whoever you are listening, not necessarily you to answer the question, what did you do to further the human race? We're dumb. We're lazy. We're dumb. Dumb animals. And eventually dumb animals die off. It's part of the universe. Is my name Steven? Yes, it is. Not Francis, not Jesse, not any of those characters. I'm Steve, but you can call me Boogie. How heavy are you? Over 500 pounds? Just barely. Do I beat people up who calls you fat or something? Nope, everybody's entitled to their opinion. I'm very non-confrontational. I only confront somebody when I have to, and don't even like doing that. Never hurt another human being if I can avoid it, ever, for any reason. You're really funny. Well, thank you. You're probably funny too. Boogie, do you eat beans on toast? I have before, not like regularly. Or do I eat butter toast? Sometimes I eat butter toast. It's tasty. They don't eat a lot of toast though. What was the saddest moment of my life? Boy. So many to choose from. My dad dying was really rough. A year ago, I found out my best friend had done something very hurtful. Boy, my dad dying was really rough. The day I visited him in the hospital and he was dying of terminal cancer was a really rough day. Very hard. There's a few more that are very personal that I don't think I can necessarily share, but the one that I feel safe sharing was the day I visited my dad in the hospital before he passed. It was rough. It was the happiest moment of my life. I hope she never sees this because I know with her personality it embarrasses her to no end. But the happiest moment of my life, probably the day I met Danielle. It was a really good day. I felt very, very good about meeting her and about meeting the people I was and the circumstances I was in. Making love to her for the first time, which was also my first time. It's pretty good too. Have you ever won any great sum of money at one time, game show, lotto, or anything like that? No. I once got a check for $10,000 for paying for advertisement on a website that I had created back in 1999. That was pretty good. Getting $10,000 at once was pretty pimp. Of course, I paid $4,000 of that in taxes because of self-employment and such. But I've never posted, but always watch your videos. Thank you. Glad you finally posted. I find it entertaining. Appreciate your confidence and the way you hold yourself up. Props to you. Well, thank you, and props to you, too. Screw it. My fiance's family lives down in Arkansas. I'll be traveling through there eventually to Hot Springs. Hey, Hot Springs isn't that far away, and you may pass depending on where you're coming from, you may pass through Fayetteville to get there. So if you guys want to get dinner or something, I'm open to it. I do freelance graphic and web design. I was wondering if you had any sites online that are yours and that I've created. I used to have a bunch. There's nothing really left online that I'm willing to share here. Probably the closest would be evilsquare.com, which is listed on my profile. I created that, but that's just a WordPress template. So nothing too exciting there, but I blog there occasionally. It's a lot of fun. I love looking at other work as it's inspiring. Send me a message. Maybe I'll show you some of the secret stuff. What do you think about life after death, man? What do you think's going to happen? Well, I've been over that a few times, and I went over it a little here, but I've thought a lot about your question, too, and I wanted to answer it more in depth and specifically. What I think is going to happen, I don't have a clue, man. Your guess is as good as mine because this universe is trippy, it's crazy, and even given the handful of basic rules that I need to follow and understand, like quantum physics and geometry and the curvature of space and how matter works. I mean, it's that basic building block, which to God is probably like Lego, like nothing, like the simplest shit in the world, is beyond my comprehension. Quantum physics, I've tried to study, it melts my brain. So trying to even fathom the complexity of this universe, what happens beyond it, I don't know. But my best guess is, and it's very unfortunate, my best guess is one day I cease to exist. And so do you, and so do all the people we know. All the unique and beautiful permutations of circumstance. One day we just don't get to be anymore. And that's really sad, and it's really depressing. And a lot of people will reject that and deny that and say, no, I'm unique, I'm important, my mother, my father, these people were unique, Einstein, Jesus, these people deserve to live on and have more. And I hope and I pray that that's it, man. And I hope that they're right, the same way you do and everybody else does. I want that to be the answer, man. I want to go on. I want to exist. I want to share your life with you and my life and see every different permeation there is. But all signs point to you getting just this one crazy trip around this rock. That's all you can know. You know, just one lifetime on this little pebble in this giant sandbox of a universe. So make the best of it. Don't look for the life after this. Look at the life you're living right now and enjoy it, baby, because that may be it. And what I want to happen is to exist forever. And exist knowing what I know and experience what I've experienced, carry it with me, and experience this life, this world, in every possible different way. And then every mathematical permutation of it, every different way that it could exist, on a different quantum level, a different period of time. I hope there's a heaven, and I hope that my wishes come true. But that's hope, and I don't know that it's reality. And if it's not, I gotta make the best of this. So do you. Do I like country music? Yeah, some. Can I sing a Johnny Cash song? No, YouTube will not let me, because Johnny Cash songs are copyrighted. That really hurt. It's probably my favorite song by them. Folsom Prison Blues, Cocaine Blues. If you don't know any, just type it in. No, can't do it, man. I wish I could. I would love to perform some songs for you. But you're cool, Boogie. Keep it up, dude. Do I like black chicks? Yeah, I actually really have a thing for black chicks. I think black chicks are really hot. And I've dated one black girl and went out with a couple of others in my life. I really enjoyed it. Good-looking black girls, give me a call. Is that, I don't know, if the hate machine is going to be angry about that, they're going to be like, no! And they're going to unsubscribe or something. Sure, somebody out there. But sure, well, whatever. People are people. And having more pigmentation in your skin doesn't really bother me in any way. Having less or whatever. Have you ever done a stand-up comedy gig? No, I have not. I did it for a talent show once as a kid. Enjoyed it. Too much standing up. What's your favorite alcoholic beverage? Don't drink alcohol. Never have, never will. As a child, have you ever thought about what gay boys did beneath their grandmother's table on Thanksgiving once the grandmother was clearing the stove where gnomes have pooped on. Damn those gnomes. But no, I'm sure the gay boys are having a good time. What would you do if the internet would be shut down forever? I would go find other things to do, probably a lot of gaming at my local gaming store. What would you give up first, World of Warcraft or Magic the card game? Well, eventually I'll get bored with WoW, but then there's other MMOs and other games to play. And eventually I'll get bored of Magic, or the game will get ruined, but there are other board games and card games to play. So, neither, but you say I can't choose neither, so either. I guess if I was forced to pick one, absolutely forced, I'd probably quit World of Warcraft, because I really like having an excuse to hang out with my friends at the local card shop, even though I could find another one. But it's also my work, so I like getting paid. I could always convince my friends to play other MMOs. What would you do for a Klondike bar? Pay about $2.17 for 6 of them, because that's what they cost. I don't have a question, but this had me laughing. Okay, cool. I'm glad you enjoyed the square head thing. What is your opinion on the world? Do you believe it's getting better or worse? It depends on your angle. If you're a rich person, you're probably getting richer. If you're a poor person, you're probably getting poorer. Yeah, I don't know. But the bottom line is the human race is slowly killing itself. So that's probably worse. Better for the Earth, though. Worse for us. How can the U.S. maintain its relevance when its population is becoming less interested in obtaining knowledge and spending more time playing video games, watching TV, and YouTube? Aside from the instructional videos that you have on YouTube. I don't know. I mean, the truth of the matter is that reeks of ignorance to even say that. Because the truth of the matter is the human race has always been led and run. No offense, I'm not calling you ignorant. I'm saying that statement is probably incomplete, and if you really thought it through, you would probably say something different, because the truth of the matter is the human race as a whole has always been led by a few motivated individuals. And those handful of motivated individuals, specifically in American history, from the folks who designed our government, to the folks who led the revolutionists that bought our government, to the people that have led our government since then, have always relied on the backbone of the grunts, the poor people, the middle class, and the handful of folks who were capable of helping to run things. But the truth of the matter is, without that backbone, without that large group of poor, mindless, working masses who pay their taxes and buy products and live and survive and play your video games and watch your TV shows and do as the commercials and stuff instruct you, you don't have anything. You have nothing. As long as we continue to pump out intelligent people, as long as we continue to pump out people who design the internet, people who design the operating system every computer uses in the world, the people who create the weapons that everybody in the world uses, the people that continue to succeed, even if it's not 1 in 100 people, or even 1 in 1,000 people, or 1 in 100,000 people. As long as we continue to crank out that top of the food chain, the top of the social food chain, the U.S. will always be relevant. And we've got that working crew, that TV, video game playing, YouTube posting and watching, will.i.am following, Black Eyed Peas singing, minority group of people who are just living their lives, paying their taxes, that make those people have power. So I think everybody, dumb as we are, is important. And the U.S. will always be relevant as long as we keep pumping out that top 1 percentile. Because that top 1 percentile is the top 1 percentile for the world. At least for now. Hopefully we can keep it up. How big or small is my pee? How are you doing? And my question is, do you like to go fishing? Thank fishing. And by the way, back up. I'm not attacking you or attacking your opinion. You're welcome to it. And, no offense, I welcome your opinion, and I really appreciate the challenging question, and I would be open to more debate further, and I'm not attacking you as a person or anything, just debating the opinions. I just wanted to cover that. Boogie, first off, how are you doing? And my question is, do you like to go fishing? Never cared much for it. Fishing is relaxing, but nah. I mean, if I'm going out to the lake, I just sit there. I don't need to kill anything. But I mean, if you enjoy it, it's cool, but it's not my kind of thing. How awesome are the Irish? They're pretty cool. I really like redheaded Irish girls. Pretty hot. I find myself having deja vu roughly 1 or 2 times a day. Why is this? Deja vu is a chemical imbalance in the brain, so in all likelihood, it's that. So basically, I think it's a trick of the mind, if I remember correctly. You see something that you slightly remember, or triggers a slight memory, but that memory is not like an actual memory like of having done it, but it triggers that sensation. Pretty common. There are also medical conditions that trigger deja vu, so you may want to get checked out. I'm interested in Warhammer. Depends. The online game? No. The miniature game? No. The role-playing game? Sure. Boogie, where did you go to college? You covered it. What did I major in? Originally psychology, and then I wanted to study to become a writer, and then ultimately I decided to go with computer science, which worked out. I forgot most of it since then. How many hours of sleep do you get on average? About 8. What do you think? Who do you think is the hottest woman ever? Rosario Dawson's a personal favorite, but I don't think she's the hottest girl ever. I don't think I'm qualified to answer that question. Boogie, do you own a console? I got a PS2 and I got an Xbox 360. At what age do you think I'll die? Do you have any plans or desires to lose the weight and get in better shape? Probably the rate that I'm going right now. Eventually I'll die by the age of 40. Maybe 45 if I get really lucky. 50 if I'm amazingly lucky. I hope to get bariatric surgery in the next year or so, and hopefully it'll make a big difference. Maybe start with a light man. Am I only child? No, I get a brother and a sister. If the Pokemon Arbok because it's a cobra and Ekans is snake spelled backwards, what's muck? Dirty. Ooh. Do you believe in intelligent design? Yeah, I think we've discussed that thoroughly. Yes, I think that's probably the most likely answer, though not on the level that current intelligent designists would say, because they're thinking on a very small scale, and I'm thinking grand scale. Not just the world and the planet and the creatures on it, but the universe and the definition of the actual universe we live in, the ever-expanding, ever-existing, infinitely large universe. That kind of intelligent design, completely different from the little God built the Earth and the planets in 7 days bullshit. What server are you on from? Wow. Proudmoore. What kind of Magic the Gathering deck or what color do you prefer? I really like black. Mono black control is a big favorite. White weenie aggro is an all-time favorite. If I had to choose, white weenie aggro is the way to go. Why did I warp my face? Because it was funny. If not, why are you so excited about MTG Color Pie Cake? Might be an oxymoron. What game? I'm not really sure what you mean. What games do I play? Oh, you guys know the answer to that by now. Do you sit around thinking or playing games? Sure, yeah. Yeah, of course you do. Do I have any children? No, thank goodness. I don't think I'm the breeding type. I would like my line to end here. Do I watch any TV? If so, what's my favorite TV show? Been going back and watching The Sopranos. I got the DVDs and really been enjoying them. Heroes and God, there's so much that I watch. I watch it all, really. Will I give you a shout out? Nope, don't do shout outs. Do you like the UFC? If so, what's your favorite fighter? Not really. Have you ever eaten so much that you threw up and then kept eating? No, that's disgusting. I stop eating when my stomach gets full. Do you think about how insignificant our lives are in the whole scheme of things? I think I've covered that very well, considering how big the universe is and everything that's decided. Boogie, would you love me more if I owned a motorbike? It's Alan, by the way, Stooge from MSN. Motorbikes, meh. Sure. If that's going to encourage you to have some fun and buy one, sure. Could you... It's so dirty. Your opinions on druids. They're an interesting class. They offer a lot. They are a good choice for World of Warcraft. I grew up with them often. I raid with them often. I think they're an interesting and fun class. The tanks have been getting a bad end lately. The healers are very solid, even though it's like 2 or 3 button healing. And the cat is difficult to play. And the DPS is very, very, very good if played correctly. So overall, challenging, well-balanced, interesting class. Does your mustache give you magical powers? It gives me the magical powers of catching boogers before they fall into my lips. What do you want the big announcement of BlizzCon to be this year? That Diablo 3 is going to be out in a week. Will you quit playing WoW and go to Diablo 3 or StarCraft 2 when it's released? No, I've got enough time to play both, so I'll play both. I'll never truly quit WoW, I think. Hey, Boogie, it's Cody. What are your thoughts about Blizzard's 3.2 patch? Covered it already. What is your thought on World of Warcraft? Is it too addictive? Nothing's too addictive. Everything that is addictive, food is a good example. For me, it's all mental. So, best race class, I don't know. Probably Death Knight's pretty good right now. Which faction do you prefer and why? I currently play on the Alliance, but I think I prefer the Horde. It's just a preference. Flip of the coin. Didn't really change things. I don't understand preferring one to the other. Taurus are cool. Gnomes are cool. Undead are cool. Tauren are cool. Whatever. Everybody's cool. What would you do if you were a pineapple? I would be delicious. More importantly, what would you do if you were a banana? I would be delicious and high in potassium. Is the Fury Warrior any fun to play? Actually, a lot of fun. I prefer to tank myself. So, I mean, I think for the most part, DPS is kind of boring. But, sure. What's the weirdest thing you touch myself to? No, nothing really. Do you listen to any podcasts? Not really, though I probably should start. Would I ever consider starting? Sure, recommend a few. Would you consider playing an instrument? I used to play the drums in high school. I also played the tuba. And I'd like to learn the guitar one day, actually. I was hoping to get your advice on something. Recently came across my old Xbox, 12 games, thinking about selling them on Craigslist. What do you think is a reasonable price to sell for? Thanks for reading my question. 30 or 40 bucks, probably. I don't know. It depends on the 12 games, probably. eBay's probably also the better option. 30, 40 bucks, you just want to get rid of it. GameStop will probably give you a good deal too. I mean, not a good deal, but a deal. Do I like college football? Don't care to watch football. Do I believe in ghosts? I don't really know how this universe works, so who knows? Ghosts are possible. Do I have any college degrees? Nope, never finished them. How's my mom doing? She's generally not very happy and not in great health, but I try to encourage her to find good in the day, and I think she does sometimes. Totally forgot to ask the main question I had. How long did it take for you to get partnered, and how many subs did you have when it happened? I had probably had like 200 or 300 subs, but I had many, many thousand views on the channel, and had some unique content, and I think that's what they're mostly looking for. I don't think it's subs as much as it is just unique content and views. And I think I applied and got it like a month later. I'm not really sure. I was thinking about asking this girl out the first day of school. I was wondering how I should ask her out. Also, anybody who reads this, send me a message and give me advice. Thanks. Well, I mean, just be yourself. And ask her out the way you would ask her out. And if you don't know how that is yet, good time to start figuring it out for yourself. Walk up to her, talk to her. If she feels comfortable around you and you feel comfortable around her, ask her out. You know, if you like her and you get to spend a little time with her. Yeah, I mean, if you just walk up to a random girl and ask her out, I think the chances is slim. But that's how you do it. I mean, that's how it's done. You walk up and you introduce yourself, you talk to them, and if things go smoothly, you ask them out. And either they say yes or no. Don't take it personal if she says no. Most do. I was wondering, what all games do you prefer playing on the Xbox 360? And if you don't like to give out your gamer tag, you don't mind what it is. I don't even know what my gamer tag is. I very, very rarely play on live. Like you said, Rockman, Guitar Hero used to be real favorites. I haven't really touched my Xbox in a long time. How big is my Wii? Got to do a barrel roll? Sure. Do I think paintball is a sport? Why not? Physical activity. What if a girl catches you giving her elevator eyes? What do you do? Smile and blush? At age 34, do you text your friends or just call them? Of course I text. It's 2008, man. Or 2009. It's 2009. And I'm actually 35 now. Have I seen the movie Taken? No. Do you want to know how I got these scars? Yes. I guess that's a quote from the movie. How do you like your new video camera? Would you tell others to get one? If you're referring to the Kodak webcam, or not webcam, but the ZI6, it's a camera. It does its job. I think I probably would have been better off with a flip, but not by much. Not certainly a marginal amount, if that. I might have also been better off with the hey, check this out, it's my friend. This is my friend Justin. Is that funny? I don't know if you can really see that very well. That's pretty. One of those cans says grape drink, the other says orange drink. But overall, it's a nice camera. It was worth $150. I would recommend it. I didn't really get a chance to try the flip, so I don't know if it's better, but that might have been. So try that and tell me what you think of it. Am I willing to have a leaner body but lose all your fans? Sure. I could always get new fans back. I just be me. Works pretty good. Are you reading this comment? What? Yes? If so, how are you feeling now after having read that? Confused. Do you think you can persuade Jesse to say pornography? Sure, I will talk to him about posting a video about pornography. Actually, I think he did post a video about pornography. You need to watch all the Jesse vids before you ask a question like that. Let's see. Hey, Boogie, I know you said you played football, but what position exactly? Played nose guard. And what was the conditioning at your high school really hard for you? It was really, really hard. It was nightmarish. It was so much harder on me than the other kids. I'm certain. I've always been terribly out of shape. One last thing, when you did play football, what was your max bench press? Can't really remember. 100-something? Probably not much. So, that, my friends, is 130-some posts. A ridiculous number of questions that just about floored my ass. Way too many questions. Way too much information. I hope you guys have enjoyed it, because I am tuckered out. I think that probably was 150 questions. Keep watching the channel. Comment, rate, subscribe. Do what you can. Help make me famous so that I can keep doing this well into my old age of 40, or however old that is. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And we'll see you for Q&A 9.0.